Okay, so coming to Act 2, Scene 3, let me clear up one confusion first. Actually, in the last scene, uh, the baby's birth is announced. But in this scene, there is heard at the beginning of the scene a shriek by the Duchess. Okay, so it is like as if Webster has juxtaposed, the two scenes to chronologically confuse us, because the baby's birth is announced earlier, but then the Duchess shrieks. Okay, the shriek is heard by Bosola. All right, so it is like as if he is trying to create confusion. He's trying to create, warners of the danger of the surrounding events. Okay, that is why the shriek comes in the next scene. Okay, so here Bosola says, "Sure, I did hear a woman shriek. List, huh? And the sound came, if I received it right, from the Duchess's lodgings. There's some stratagem in the confining all our courtiers to their several wards. I must have part of it. My intelligence will freeze else. List again, it may be, 'twas the melancholy bird, best friend of silence and of solitariness, the owl that screamed so." So this is Bosola is expressing his doubt that there was some reason why the Duchess had confined all the officers to their chamber, because something sinister is going on in the Duchess's chamber. This is all in secret, and that is why the Duchess is saying that that Bosola is saying that it is the melancholy bird, best friend of silence and of solitariness, the owl that screamed in this way. So it could be the shriek of the Duchess, the shriek of a woman, is connected to melancholy shrieks or shriek of an owl. Okay, so these are all ominous, omens which are connected to the birth of the child. Then enters Antonio with a candle, his sword drawn. So the sword is a symbol of battle. With the birth of the child, the battle is about to begin. Okay, I heard some noise. Who's there? What art thou? Speak. Bosola says, "Antonio, put not your face nor body to such forced expression of fear. I am Bosola, your friend." Bosola here puts on a double garb. He is a spy, but he pretends to be a friend. Antonio, Bosola, this mole does undermine me. Heard you not a noise even now? From whence? From the Duchess's lodging. Not I, did you? I did, or else I dreamed. Let's walk towards it. No, it may be 'twas but the rising of the wind. So you see, here everybody is putting on an act. Antonio is also putting on an act as if he heard a noise from the Duchess's lodgings. Okay, so here Antonio has to cover up the birth. So he is also acting like something strange has happened, and possibly it's a shriek of an owl or some other shriek which has been heard. So Antonio says, "I have been setting a figure for the Duchess's jewels." "Ah, and how false your question? Do you find it radical? What's that to you? It's rather to be questioned what design, when all men were commanded to their lodgings, makes you a night walker." So here Antonio is questioning Bosola. First of all, there has been a theft in the Duchess's chamber. Some jewels have been stolen. So this is also a method of trying to cover up, the entire incident. Here Antonio is saying, when everybody is at home, why are you outside? He's asking Bosola, which means that possibly the jewels of the Duchess which have been stolen could possibly have been stolen by Bosola. He is accusing Bosola that way. "In sooth, I tell you, now all the court's asleep, I thought the devil had least to do here. I come to say my prayers, and if it do offend you, I do so. You are a fine courtier. So Antonio aside, this fellow will undo me. You gave the Duchess apricots today. Pray heaven they were not poisoned. Antonio is trying his best to lay the fault on Bosola, that you gave poisoned apricot to the Duchess, that is why she has fallen sick. Bosola says, poisoned? A Spanish fig for the imputation. Spanish fig is a derogatory term, meaning that it is a totally wrong accusation. Antonio, traitors are ever confident till they are discovered. There were jewels stolen too. In my conceit, none are to be suspected more than yourself. So Antonio is trying to put the blame on Bosola. Bosola says, you are a false steward. So Bosola also has understood that possibly Antonio has something to do with, the theft. Not only the theft, here theft refers to theft of not only the jewels but theft of the Duchess and everything she has. So Antonio is the thief. Okay, he has stolen every possession of the Duchess, and especially by giving birth, by fathering a child, he has stolen everything that the Duchess possesses. So here Bosola is talking in a double meaning, that Antonio is the thief. Okay, he is the false steward. Antonio says, saucy slave, I'll pull thee up by the roots. Bosola says, may the ruin will crush you to pieces. Antonio, you are an impudent snake indeed. Alright, now, are you scarce warm, and do you show your sting? Now this snake showing a sting is an allusion to the fable of the countryman and the snake. You know, in Aesop's fables, it is a reference to a story of a countryman and the snake. And scarce warm is because of Bosola's newness in the provisorship of the horse, to which he has been recently promoted. Bosola had recently been promoted to be the provisor of the horse, so he is asked that, are you scarce warm? That is referring to the newness of Bosola's provisorship. Alright. And then, you libel well, sir. No, sir, copy it out, Bosola says, and I will set my hand to it. Antonio, my nose bleeds. So bleeding nose. This is another superstition, especially in Antonio's case. One that was superstitious would count this ominous. When it merely comes by chance, 2 letters that are wrought here for my name are drowned in blood. Okay, in the handkerchief, 2 letters are embroidered, and those 2 letters are covered by blood from the bleeding nose of Antonio, which signifies that Antonio is going to go into a bloodbath. Okay, so it signifies bloodshed and death. All right. Mere accident for you, sir. I'll take order. In the morn you shall be safe. It is that must colour her lying in, sir. This door you pass out. I do not hold it fit that you come near the Duchess's lodgings till you have quit yourself. So Antonio tells Bosola to go away, to quit himself. Aside, he says, the great are like the base, nay, they are the same when they seek shameful ways to avoid shame. So here he had been an honest man, but now he has to undertake, shameful ways to hide what is regarded as shame in the social circle, in everywhere. It is a sin that they have committed, and he has to hide it shamefully. And so he is brooding the fact that he has to undertake such shameful methods to hide his shame. Okay. So Bosola says, Antonio hereabout did drop a paper. Some of your help, false friend. Oh, here it is. And Bosola finds a paper. And in this paper, it is a horoscope, okay, where the child's nativity is calculated. So here it reads, the Duchess was delivered of a son between the hours 12 and 1 in the night, Anno Dom 1504. That's this year. Decembris, that's this night. Taken according to the meridian of Malfi, that's our Duchess. Happy discovery. The lord of the first house being combust in the ascendant signifies short life. And Mars, being in a human sign, joined to the tail of the dragon in the 8th house, doth threaten a violent death. So the horoscope is not very congenial for the child. Short life and violent death. Dragon in the 8th house doth threaten a violent death. Cetera non stutanter. Why now it is most apparent. This precise fellow is the Duchess's bond. So now Bosola has realized that this Antonio, who has dropped this horoscope, and the Duchess has delivered a baby, and the board, that is the accomplice to this sexual license, is the steward, that is Antonio. And I have it to my wish. This is a parcel of intelligence our courtiers were cased up for. It needs must follow that I must be committed on pretense of poisoning her. That is why they were blaming Bosola of poisoning her. Now he realizes why they were blaming him of poisoning the Duchess, and which I'll endure and laugh at if one could find the father now, but that time will discover. Old Castruccio in the morning post to Rome, by him I'll send a letter that shall make her brothers' galls overflow their livers. So he'll send this news to the brothers, and their brothers' poison will overflow in their heart. And this was a rifty way, though lust do mask in never so strange disguise, she is oft found witty, but is never wise. Lust may disguise itself. Lust may be witty, but lust is never wise. So what the Duchess has done is not a wise thing that she has done, and it has been discovered. Thank you.